you say all others, is Danielle Hunter in camp and you expect him to participate?
Yeah, Danielle has reported. He's going through that process right now. It's going to be a day-to-day thing where Danielle and I have had such good dialogue over these last few days, and really trying to build a plan for him that allows him to feel good about coming to work as a Minnesota Viking every single day, and we'll continue to work through the contractual side. I tend to let that be dealt with Kwesi and Rob and the rest of our crew that do a great job with that. But as always, and I try to keep the dialogue and the communication with all of our players open at all times, and I think Danielle feels comfortable communicating with me, and we'll work through it day by day. But he is here. It was great to see him a few minutes ago.
Will he practice?
As of right now, we'll take it a day at a time. I don't expect him to initially be a full practice participant off the bat. We haven't really seen him since last season, and he looks great. He looks like he's Danielle Hunter, as always. But we'll work through a process there and really use this acclimation process to be smart about our entire roster.
What does it mean to you to have him here? I mean, obviously there was a lot of talk that he might have been a holdout.
Yeah.
Does it say something about him, say something about the team?
Yeah, I think through my dialogue with him, not only over the last few days, but throughout the off season and really last season, Danielle Hunter loves the Minnesota Vikings. He loves his teammates. He feels really strongly, about Mike Smith as his position coach and what we're maybe trying to do defensively with Flo. But there is, I'd be naive to not know that there's another part of that process, which is the business side of things, and I'm 100% understanding and know that those things tend to play out, and my role in all this is to make sure from a football standpoint that we are ready to roll, and all of our players, whenever they're capable, either coming off of an injury or whatever the issue may be that keeps them from the field early on, my role is to make sure that our football team's at their best when it's time to play the Bucs on the 10th. So that's what I'm focusing on, but like I said, it was great to see him. I think it'll mean a lot for his teammates to see him, and we'll just take it a day at a time from there and have a really productive training camp as a football team.
Kevin, how did you handle Jordan Addison's situation with him?
Yeah, we both Kwesi and myself have talked with him multiple times since. I was disappointed, but it was a mistake, and I think he's obviously owning that mistake and knows that that's something that can't happen again. Jordan has had a really good offseason, coming off of the temporary setback he had in the spring. We asked him to do a lot this summer to be prepared and at his best when we got going, and this was a mistake that happened. He's a rookie, and you'd love to say that no mistakes like that are ever going to happen, but the big thing for me talking to Jordan was, let's learn from it. Let's make sure we're moving forward the right way, and I think he's got a good perspective on owning it, taking responsibility, but also moving forward the right way.
Kevin, what would it mean for him to have JJ as a mentor and kind of see what he does in all facets of being a professional receiver?
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. Just knowing that he's learning from the best player at the position he plays in football, watching him work every day, that what JJ does on Sundays and throughout the season speaks for itself, but what a lot of people don't get to see is the way the guy works, the way he is in meetings, the way he collaborates with myself or Kirk or Wes and Keenan on what we're doing offensively. Just the overall feel of JJ as a pro, and how important it is for him to prepare the right way and give himself the opportunity to go out there at US Bank and do the special things that he does. I think that'll be great for Jordan. I think it'll be great for him to be around KJ. I think it'll be great for him to be around Jalen Naylor, a guy that just went through his rookie year, learning our system and kind of the ebbs and flows that Jalen went through from a year ago, and collectively having Keenan in that room. I know I sleep really well at night having a coach like that played 17 years, played the position, did it a lot of ways at a really high level for a long time. So I feel really strong about that receiver grouping, and just excited to get that group and really our whole group as a whole out there on the grass together, working to build our offense for this year.
Kevin, in the citation of the police file there, it said that Jordan told him that he was going home because there was an emergency with his dog. Is that the explanation that he gave you, or did he give you an explanation for why he was driving so fast? And
Yeah,
you
we,
accepted?
we talked about that, and, he mentioned that, and really what I was focused on was, Kevin, was more of, the making sure he knew exactly, that it was a serious thing, and, he needs to make sure he understands just exactly, what he did wrong, and then go back and, in some of these circumstances, the why, behind things it's important, but, understanding that no matter what the why may be, things like that can't happen again, regardless of whatever may have, caused him to drive that fast. It's just not something that can happen again. And, I think, he's always been a guy through the whole draft process and getting to know him and, his family and everything. I have a 100% confidence in Jordan, that he's obviously going to have a great camp, but I still feel very strongly about the type of person and player we added to our team.
Kevin, physically, are you going to ease him in, or is he going to be a full participant since you say he's healthy?
Yeah, but the plan of attack right now is he'll be a full participant. What that looks like repetition-wise, will be a day-to-day thing, but he will take part in, every period of practice tomorrow.
As you think about his potential role, like how much responsibility do you think he will have from the jump?
Yeah, Alec, I think it's something where we don't really have to answer that question right now. All we can do, much like rookies from a year ago or the other rookies in this year's class, we want them, to just have a laser focus of every single day. Don't look beyond just tomorrow. Make sure you're physically prepared, which he's done the work to do. But then mentally, there's still a lot. We're going to be moving quicker. I mean, Kirk and Justin and Alex and TJ, these guys have been in this system now. So with that first group, we're going to be moving pretty quickly. That's their expectation. That's what they want. And we'll give him opportunities every single day to be in the huddle with that group. And then it's just a kind of a daily awareness of where he's at mentally, but making sure technique, fundamentals, the physical side of playing the position, the growth we're looking for, that's something that we can help him with every single day. And then the personal responsibility of, making sure he's absorbing the playbook and can go take it to the grass, because physically gifted player, we're excited about him, very, very excited about him, and now we get to see the process play out, on a daily timetable we're trying to maximize every single day.
Kevin, on Danielle, is his contractual stuff going to need to be resolved before he's a full participant?
Yeah, Kevin, I would just say the details on that, I would defer to Kwesi on, but, with him, more than likely, not being a full participant in practice off the bat, there's some things we still have to kind of determine and iron out, and that'll be something that will be an ongoing thing.
I know it's
What's
still
your
a month
approach
out,
there?
but
As far as the guy that shows up and basically, now I think it's called a hold-in, Kevin, but what's your approach as a coach with a guy who's a key player? You're glad to see him here, but then he's not practicing, he's not really hurt. Like, what's your take
Yeah,
on this?
the key to me is the dialogue between myself as the head coach and the player, and making sure they know exactly my mindset, big picture, but also making sure, like I'm going to ask our whole entire team to do, taking a day-to-day focus and what that looks like. That can change, it can evolve based upon what Danielle and I discussed is the best thing for him. And the starting point was he showed up today. And he's around his teammates, and he's in our building, and that's day one. And we'll kind of move forward from here with a positive mindset that hopefully Danielle Hunter is playing every single game for us this year and having a major impact like he's done his whole career here. So I think just keeping the focus on the day-to-day and understanding although training camp is a finite amount of time to prepare for our season, we also want to make sure Danielle feels 100% comfortable and is excited about that as well.
do you have to